Hello and welcome back to another petite pastry video. Today, this is actually the second YouTube video. So if you're back from the first one, welcome back. If this is your first time watching this, welcome. Today we're going to be making cardamom buns, which are the most unreal buns you will ever eat. I first tried these when I went to Lannan in Edinburgh last year in Scotland. I have never eaten a cardamom bun as good as that one, and it's been my mission to recreate it since. So I've been recipe testing and I've developed this recipe in particular that is so soft, so flavorful, very fragrant and delicious, divine. I think personally, this is my opinion. You'll have to try them and then let me know what you think. So with that, let's get baking. So the first step to the cardamom buns is a Tangzhong. If you're not familiar with this term, it's normally used in milk breads to make it very soft. Essentially, it's just a cooked paste of flour and milk. When you cook flour to a certain temperature with water or milk, the starch is gelatinized, which means it holds onto water more effectively than raw flour. So by doing this, your final dough remains softer and more moist for a longer time. So we love this. This is ideal, this is essential for soft cardamom buns. Without this, they don't turn out. When I was recipe testing this and I made it without the Tangzhong, they just didn't turn out. They weren't good at all. They were just hard and dry, so not great. So I do recommend using this because this method, or any bread for that matter that uses this method, is gonna be very soft, always. So with that, we're gonna mix flour with your choice of liquid, either milk or water, and then we're gonna cook it over some heat until it becomes a paste. And I will show you what that looks like. So I'll be back soon. So I just finished the Tangzhong, and this is what it's supposed to look like. It's very gelatinous, is how it's say. There we go. There it is. You see that? Look at that. So it's the paste, and we're gonna add it in with everything else right now. Okay. So to our stand-up mixer, we are adding our flour. We're adding yeast. We're adding salt, making sure it does not touch the yeast because it will kill it. We're gonna give that a quick whisk or mix. Lovely. Now we're gonna add our milk. Add 1 egg. And the Tangzhong. And then we're gonna mix it until it comes together. And then we're gonna add the butter a tablespoon at a time. With the dough hook, we're gonna knead it for about 10-ish minutes until it's pretty smooth. Okay, so the dough is quite loose now. We're gonna add the butter 1 tablespoon at a time. Okay, the dough is ready now. About 10 minutes or so to knead the dough. It should hold on to the dough hook and should be quite stretchy. So the dough is looking beautiful. We're just gonna put it on the counter. Now, if I forgot to add cardamom to the actual flour mix because I didn't have any, because I forgot to bring it with me. But if you do, I would add it. I would add it to the dough. It makes it more cardamom-y, and it's better. The experience will be 100 times better if you put cardamom in the dough as well, not just the filling. So we're just gonna roll into a little ball. A nice tight ball. And then we're gonna put it in a container to let proof for about an hour. Cover it with saran wrap, or I have this beeswax cover. So now we're gonna let this rise for about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how warm or cold your room is. If it's cold, about an hour and a half should be good. If it's a warmish day, an hour should be fine, but it should be about double the size. And then we'll come back. Okay, so our dough is pretty much done. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna set it aside and we're gonna make our filling, our cardamom filling, and then we're gonna roll it out. So for the cardamom filling, I'm using vegan butter, but you can use regular butter. Just make sure it's super soft because it's just gonna get easier to blend in with the sugar and the cardamom. and also easier to spread once you have the dough rolled out. So we're gonna butter, and then we're using light brown sugar. And then we're doing 1.5 teaspoons of cardamom. So you can use a stand-up mixer to mix it, but I'm just gonna do it by hand and use a fork. I'm just gonna press down on the butter and the cardamom and sugar and then just mix it all together. It should turn into a really nice paste, a very spreadable and smooth paste. Okay, so our filling is done. Now we're gonna roll out the dough and make sure you have enough flour on the bottom because it is quite a sticky dough, so you don't want it to stick. It's very light, it's a bit more fragile than most doughs, so you don't want it to break. It's been proofing for an hour and it's double the size. And so now, look, it's so beautiful. Okay, there we go. Mix. And we're gonna roll it out to a rectangle, quite large. All the details as to how big it should be are in the recipe itself, the method. Now it's all right if it's gonna be quite thin because we are going to fold it into thirds, into a letter fold, I guess. So don't worry if it's too thin, because it won't be. It won't be too thin. Okay, that should be very good. Now we're gonna add our filling, our cardamom filling. And using an offset spatula, we're gonna spread it out evenly, making sure it's very, very even. When it's ready, we're gonna do the letter fold. So we're gonna bring one end just 2/3 of the way up. Now we're gonna bring this one to reach the other end. There we go. Nice. Beautiful, beautiful. We're gonna do a little bit of a roll out. Okay, and now comes the fun part. Now we're gonna shape the dough. Using a pizza cutter, we're gonna cut right in half, and then we're gonna cut it in thirds, so we get 6 pieces. So you're gonna also slice halfway through each one, but making sure not to go to the complete ends, just in the middle. What you're gonna do now is you're gonna stretch and then twist, twist. Twist opposite directions with your hands to get the spiral. And then you're gonna start rolling on one end and then just bring the other side, let the other side do the work, like that. And there you have it, your very first bun. Beautiful. You can definitely get 8 out of these if you want them to be smaller, which is, I've done before, but I love when they're slightly bigger. I feel like they stay softer for longer. They also look like the ones I had in Edinburgh at Lennon Bakery, which is so good. If you're ever in Edinburgh, go to Lennon. This one is big. Okay, that was not even, okay. Lovely. Okay, I'm gonna clean up the space and then we're gonna put them on trays. Okay, so making sure to give them enough room to grow because they will rise, they will double in size or at least 1.5 the size. So you can definitely fit 6 very well on a tray. There we go. And we're gonna cover them with saran wrap and then let them rise for an hour before we put them in the oven. Good job. So far, so good. Hope you're doing well so far. Killing it. So our buns have risen They have been proofing for a bit, an hour and a half, because the room here is slightly colder, on the colder side. So I let them go for a little bit longer. Now we're gonna top them off with some coarse sugar. This will give it the nice aesthetic look. It just looks beautiful in the end. About a teaspoon on each bun, just right in the center. So now we're gonna put them in the oven at 375 Fahrenheit for 13 to 15 minutes, and that's the perfect timing for these, depending on your oven also, if it runs too hot or too cold. But just keep an eye on them in that range, and it should be good. Okay. These are all finished baking. It took slightly longer because this is not my oven and it ran too cold. So I did put it in for another 10 minutes, which is crazy. Put a bit more sugar on top because it did melt since it was in there for so long. Crazy how different every single oven is. But anyway, these are the buns, and they're so soft. They're so soft. Okay, so while they're warm, we're gonna add the cardamom syrup on top, which is basically just a simple syrup with cardamom in it. You just crush them and then add them to the simple syrup and let that boil for a little bit, for at least a minute, and then you have your cardamom simple syrup. Using a brush, we're gonna dip our syrup and then just go over top. And then also it's gonna give it a nice little shine, which is so beautiful also. Oh my gosh. No, these smell divine. These smell incredible. Like, look at how soft these are. Look at that. Yum. Oh my gosh, they're so hot. Ah. Okay, and that is it. These are the cardamom buns. I hope you make them and I hope you love them. We'll do a quick little taste test of them. No, they're so good. They're so soft and perfect. The syrup really helps. Also, they absorb a bit of liquid, so it's nice and soft and moist still. Oh my gosh, please, please make them. They're so good. Let me know in the comments below if you make it, what other recipes you'd like to see. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. With that, I will see you next time, and enjoy your cardamom buns.